Desert.
Watch me.
Rellekka.
Now watch me. Oh, watch me. Watch me. Oh, watch me. Watch me.
Hello everyone, welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of the Area Bound Ironman. I guess I'll start off with the new rules for this new area. We have all the same rules as the last series, but I'm also going to be unlocking construction. So with each new area unlock, I'm also going to be unlocking a new skill. So next time it will be Slayer, the next time it will be Rune Crafting. And what I needed to do for this is I had to go buy a house over at Sears Village, and I'll do that later on. And I also had to allow myself to have a saw, like I allowed myself a pestle and mortar, so that's all good. I allowed myself Priest in Peril to buy a raw shark for Fremennik Trials, because I'm going to be doing Priest in Peril anyways for Mortania only. So I decided to do that, just get it out of the way now, and get that raw shark. And Fremennik Trials isn't completely in Fremennik, or the Rellekka area, so I allowed myself to go out of the bounds to do it. So the area I'm allowed for the series is I'm allowed to go to Rellekka, obviously, but I'm not allowed to go down to Sears Village. So right at that bridge, that is like the cutoff point, and the agility shortcut there, that's south of that. Those are the two like cutoff points. I'm allowed to go to Keldegrim. I'm allowed to go to Nietzsche Tizo. I'm allowed to go to Miscellanea and etc. whatever, and I might be able to go to the Lighthouse. I haven't really looked into it yet, but I feel like I might not be able to go there. The only quest I allowed was Fremennik Trials, so for that quest, if I have to leave the Rellekka bounds, then I'm not going to be able to do it. The only reason why I allowed Fremennik Trials, like I allowed Skarn's Little Helper, is because it gives me full access to Rellekka. But anyways, let's get started on the episode. The first thing I did was Priest in Peril, so I teleported to Varrock and started the quest, mined 50 Pure Essence, and just started doing the quest, like how people do quests. Now you might be wondering why I brought Pure Essence with me, and I had an idea to try and suicide when I got to that area, and then all the Pure Essence would drop on the ground for 30 minutes, and I would be able to come back and only do it all in one trip, but there's no way for me to suicide. There was like little 6 bats that couldn't even kill me, so that didn't really work out too well. Oh god, nobody tell PETA about this. I just killed an innocent dog. Making it rain with Pure Essence on Druzzle's ass here. Alright, quest complete. Alright, Rufus, hook me up with one of your most pristine sharks. Oh, you don't have shit for me? Time to get balls to the wall here. Uh-oh. PvP worlds are spooky. Let's get the fuck out of here. Alright, so now I got my gear set up, and I prepared to do Fremennik Trials. So right after I started the quest, I killed Lanzig. There's a safe spot right in this doorway and behind the fire. He has a 1 in 40 chance, I believe, of dropping a liar, and the other ones don't have as good of a chance, so you want to just camp Lanzig. This is what I've read. I'm not even sure if I could confirm it. I'm not a developer at Jagex here, but it's just what I've heard, and it works for me. It took me about 10 minutes to kill him. Sometimes you'll get on your first couple kills, and then you can skip a whole load of bullshit of getting a liar, and you just need the shark to enchant it. This would be the same results if this was me in college in a drinking contest with anybody else. So I decided to use those Rings of Recoils I had to use and decided to kill Kershai, whatever of the darkness, or whatever the fuck he's called. But I kicked his ass, and you're not even supposed to beat this round, but I used a bunch of Ring of Recoils, and you can beat him pretty easily at that point. And I got his Fremennik Blade. And right here, I complete the quest and become one with the Fremennik. Next, I started Fremennik Isles and completed the quest all the way up to the point where you need 20 construction for. And at this point, I didn't know I was going to be training construction, but I decided it seemed like a pretty good move because I could get a house in Rellekka instead of enchanting my lyre every single time I need to teleport back to Rellekka. I could just use a house teleport. So I start training it in this episode later on. It's like one of the last things I do. And now with Balls of Wool being so abundant, it's pretty easy to get my amulets back, where before I had to kill imps up until I got a Ball of Wool. I think right now where I'm standing, I have like 500 Balls of Wool in the bank. It's kind of a fucking insult to me. I decided to pull out my fat stacks and buy my ass a Berserker Helm and a Farseer Helm. The Berserker Helm wasn't really a good buy, but we'll figure that out later. But the Farseer Helm is a really nice buy. The reason why it's such a nice buy is because I can use that when I go to kill Dagonoths. It's a pretty nice mage hat. I'm pretty sure it has the same magic bonuses as a Rims, and it gives defense bonuses, so I'll definitely be using that. While we're in the same clip, I went over to the clothes shop and found out I can buy capes, which give slight defense bonuses, but while I was only in the desert, I wasn't able to buy a cape, so this is pretty nice. I tend to cross-dress every once in a while, so I got my ass the pink one. Looks pretty damn fine if you ask me. Here's another thing I'm looking forward to doing in Rellekka is fishing. I bought a whole bunch of fishing supplies out. I got some placeholders and whatnot, so I'm going to be probably fishing lobsters up till 76 fishing, and then I want to do sharks for PVM whenever I go to Dagonoths. So it's going to take me quite a while to get there, but I'll get there while I slowly progress on the rest of my account. So this being my first time at Ice Trolls, I started killing them over on the east side of the islands, and it wasn't really that good. They were throwing range at me, and I was just kind of getting wrecked. I didn't really know what to pray. I was also using Fire Strike, which I found out wasn't really, it wasn't really that cost effective. I mean, maybe it might have been a little bit faster, and they're probably weak to fire, but it didn't really matter in the end. So I ended up moving spots. Thank God you guys were on stream to tell me that over on the west side is so much easier, because these ones don't use range. They're only the runts as well, so they die a lot quicker. Plus there's 3 honor guards that will help me kill them, and they can constantly hit 10s. And even if I do 1 damage to them and they kill the rest of it, I still get the drop. Now these things drop rune kite shields and granite shields. Those are really nice drops, and I want to get both of them. The rune kite shield gives better magic bonus, but it also has better melee bonuses. But the granite shield has a crazy range bonus, so that will be better against different Dagonoth kings. These were also a great source of getting seeds, herbs, and a bunch of other stuff. I got a lot of raw sharks from them, and they drop noted ones, so I was able to use those to re-enchant my lyre every time I try to teleport back. I keep trying to say lyre. Pretty sure they're both the same, it doesn't really matter. And what I end up using is I end up getting Earthstruck instead, because these guys drop a lot of earth runes. So what I would do is I'd bring 1,000 of each rune, and then by the time I ran out of earth runes, I would have already picked up enough for another 1,000. So if you look at my inventory, I was completely out of resources. I was out of food, almost out of earth runes for Earth Strike, and I said that these were going to be my last Ice Trolls. But then what magically happened is I got a rune kite shield drop right before I was about to leave. I wasn't as excited for it as I was excited because I was just about to get off and I actually got it. I was completely out of resources, so thank you, RN Jesus, hearing my prayers. Alright, so now I have full rune on this account, a new cape, and I got the Fremnik Blade, which is kind of a decent weapon for now, I guess, but I'll probably stick with the Karis. Still pretty cool. I went ahead and started collecting some snape grass, which is one of the reasons why I unlocked Rellekka, because I needed to make some prayer potions. So I decided to go collect some of those, and I'll probably, make all the prayer potions some other time. There's a lot more I want to do, and I don't need prayer potions at the moment. I decided to go over to Keldagrim to go check out that area, and I'm really glad that Jagex spent such a long time in this animation for me not to even do the quest. So I'll just waste my time looking at it. I went over to the pickaxe shop and bought a rune pickaxe, which ended up being 41k opposed to 20k that you could get over at the other pickaxe shop that's in the other dwarven mines. So that was kind of heart-wrenching. I started training construction. The first thing I did was I made exit portals up to level 3. Then I made clay furnaces, and after that all the way to 20, and then eventually to level 30 I made decorative rocks, which you could do with limestone, which I bought from the stonemason and Keldagrim. Pulled out my entire loot tab because I have more areas to sell all of my items at, and I guess I can show you in the next clip how much I made from that. Actually, never mind on that. I'm not really sure what I got from selling all this stuff because I ended up withdrawing all my money and buying a rune longsword, because this is going to be the highest DPS weapon I can get on this account at the moment. Alright guys, and right here we're going to end the episode with me finishing off level 20 construction, and I'm going to show you my melee loadout. Also, I want to say thanks to everybody that just recently joined the channel. In the last 3 days I've grown almost 100 subscribers every single day, and that's pretty crazy for the amount I already have. We just hit about 2.2k subscribers, and we're on our way to 2.5k, which is another milestone of mine, and then eventually 5k. I think we might be able to get 5k by the end of the year, so that's exciting. This week is finals, so I'm not really going to be playing that much, but then next week summer starts, so I'll be playing a lot more. Anyways, guys, later. Before I end the video, guys, I just wanted to say, don't ever put something in your mouth that you would not make love to. If you make a sandwich, if you're not willing to put your dick in it, don't shove it in your mouth. Alright, bye.